and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving 5 tips to fill your sketchbook. So let's get into the video. My first tip is draw things that interest you. My examples would be draw a scene from your favorite movie, or try and draw the main character of a book you're reading, or draw what comes into your head when you listen to a certain song, or just try and get inspiration from other artists that you like and follow maybe, or watch their videos, or just look at their art and stuff, and try and get inspiration, try and get the same feel of their painting, obviously without copying their painting. So the illustration that I am doing to show this is a scene from Emma, from the movie. I have not watched this movie, so if I mess up which characters which, I'm sorry. But I think this is Emma and Harriet, and the scene is they're dancing, and I believe probably before a ball or something important. They're dancing in their circle undergarments, which are shifts and or chemises. I'm not sure the exact name of them at this point. And there's stays. So yeah. The reason I decided to go with Emma, even though I have not watched the movie, is because I am reading the book, but I know that the majority of people are probably more likely to have seen the movie than read the book. So I decided to go from a scene from that movie, though I have not watched the movie. I do want to watch the movie. I really do want to watch the movie. First, I need to finish the book though. I have this thing where I must read the book first before I can watch the movie. Just the way my brain works, I need to read the book first. So, yeah. This particular video I have done before. I'll try and put a clip here if I remember to do that. But it was near the beginning of my YouTube channel, and I had made this video, but I decided to film it on the other side. So the entire video, all you can see is my hand, and I have a very different way of doing things. I would talk while I'm drawing then. Now I just kind of draw, and then I'll cut out all the audio and I voice it over. I just find it easier to do it that way. It's still really weird. Like, I'm talking to a laptop right now. But it's a lot easier than drawing and talking at the same time, I find, so I prefer doing it this way. And I just went off on this tangent, so let's get back to what we're actually talking about. This idea, so I haven't even decided what I'm going to call this video yet, but the idea that of drawing things that interest you will make it more fun to try and draw again. And I think I really enjoyed doing this, so I hope that if you do try this, I hope this helps you and that you enjoy this tip. To make this sketch more interesting, once I had finished drawing, I decided to get out my coloured liners, which I have about 120 of. I'm not sure exactly, but I think roughly or originally I had that many. And I said, oh, I'm going to outline the sketch and then colour the background really quickly with some colour, so the sketch pops out and looks a little bit more lively. My next tip is get ideas from your environment. Now, this could be walks you've been on. You can take photos of those walks. If you like landscape, you could take photos of those walks. If you're walking down the street and you see someone with a really cute outfit and you like drawing people, you could like try and remember that outfit and use that outfit as inspiration for the drawing you do. Or you could just the environment that you're actually drawing in. I mean, you could go outside and draw from outside. Or if you're inside and you like drawing inside, like me, you could draw things that are on your desk or in your room or things like that. So some things that I have done in the past. Wait a minute, I need to. Okay, some things that I have done in the past having I've drawn my water tub. My water tub, if you don't know, has miniatures that I've painted stuck on top of the lid. So I've done that sometimes. I've done still lives with my water my watercolor paint tubes, or my acrylic paint tubes. Or you could um draw things that are like if you have a collection of things, you could draw your collection, or you could draw. You could draw your bed and like ideas you get. You know when like the covers move and you get those shadows. You could draw that. Anything that inspires you around you, you could draw. If you're a bit old-fashioned like me, you have a radio in your room. You could draw that radio and see like what illustrations you can come up with that radio. It really doesn't matter what inspires you and what you enjoy to draw, as long as you're creating and you're enjoying the act of creating. So if you're drawing, I think the most important thing is to get inspired by things and then to draw, and to draw often, because the more you draw, the better you're going to get at drawing. Like if you've only drawn a couple of things and the only experience you have is a couple of doodles and sketches in your jotters, it's not going to be as good as if you were drawing regularly. You're just regularly doodling, or you're regularly doing these paintings. And it's not like I don't think you have to draw every day. I try. Personally, I try to draw every day. But there are still some days that I don't have time. I can't do it. Or there's some days I'm just really not feeling like making anything. And that's okay as well. You don't force yourself, because if you force yourself to make things, you're not going to enjoy doing it. So try and make things and try and get inspired, but don't force yourself to make things when you really don't want to make things. Because that's something that I've done. I have forced myself to make things when I didn't feel like it, and yeah, after that, I would generally just not feel like making things even more, because the things I made when I wasn't feeling like it turned out terrible, so I just wasn't inspired anymore. So, yeah. Also, it's okay to make bad art. I make bad art a lot. I don't like lots of the things I make. I still make it, and I still film and share it. Like, a lot of my Instagram posts, they're not all perfect. Not all of them I like. I still share it just to see what other people think of it. I was kind of hope that I would get some feedback from people who would follow me of what they think, what things I could improve and what things I could change about my art. This reference also, by the way, I took, and it's really bad quality. But I was on a walk with my family, and we were in the car park, and I took a photo of the body of water that was beyond the car park. Yeah, it's really grainy, so I'm not going to share it, but yeah, that's what that is. I actually really enjoy making that. And my third tip is to doodle. You know, like the doodles you do in your class jotter, or when you're not when you're watching a film, maybe you have a piece of paper and just like doodling or something. You're talking to someone online and you are listening, but you're just like kind of doodling with your hands if you like fiddling. I really like fiddling. So what you can do is you can doodle, and it's fun to do, and it doesn't just have to be things that you just do while you're doing something else. Like, it's nice to have something else going in the background while you're doing this, but you can do it as art as well. I do this sometimes in my other sketchbook, just when I'm really struggling to get ideas, I'll just doodle around. I made a page of blobs in the sketchbook, and I drew this, and I did the walk your pen across your page thing. Also, I'm sorry about the fact that this clip is upside down. I don't know how I managed that, and I really can't be bothered to refilm it, or, well, I would be bothered to flip it, but I can't find how to flip it. So, here, just watch this. It's upside down. So yeah, I just doodled some things that I wanted to draw, or something like drawing vines. I I draw a lot of like these leafy plant things, and especially in my science subject. I don't know why. I do it. I drew cherries because it's like fun to draw. I drew a bowl. I draw bowls a lot. For some reason, they're really easy to do in basically 2 seconds, but it's sometimes kind of fun. I drew some clouds, some very cartoony clouds. I like drawing clouds as well. I'm not the best at it though, because you need to have very soft brush strokes. My fourth tip, you can tell it's really not edited or scripted. My fourth tip is drawing things that you haven't drawn before. Practice things that you're not great at, or things that you want to improve at. Or make collages of sketches. I did this a lot. If you flip through my sketchbook videos, which are on my channel, if you want to look at them, I have a lot of pages where it's just like a lot of people in different poses, or there's just a page full of cute animals that I've done, or there's just a page of Disney sketches. A lot of those are on my Instagram if you want to see those as well. And that will be in my description below if you want to see them as well, or other art that just isn't on this channel. So I do this a lot, and I like doing it because it helps me practice. And the more you crowd into one space, the less people are going to be looking at one thing and just looking at the page altogether. So if there's a sketch that you really don't like, it's fine because it's not really the main focus of the page. It's like there's lots and lots of different sketches. So the people's eyes will cut across all of them, and you won't have that much focus on one different thing. Or even if it's just you can distract yourself with the other sketches and like other colours and bright things. And it's not just that one sketch that you don't like, but it's this collection of sketches, and there's a couple that maybe are meh, and there's a lot that you like. So I decided for this I was going to try and do sort of realistic noses. They're not hyper realistic, but they're not the line that I do generally for my cartoon drawings. So I went for this. I have obviously drawn realistic noses before. In primary school, I did a couple of sort of trying to be realistic portraits of myself for either school or just for practice. I did other people's portraits and stuff. I never looked great because I've never drawn a nose. My mouth I was okay at. Eyes where I was pretty bad at, and I was okay at hair, and just I couldn't get the body structure right ever. So I struggled a lot with them. So I decided I'm going to practice drawing noses. I really regretted it after, but I'm glad I practiced because I got a little bit more information, the best way of going around these things. I find what not to do and how to sort of practice things. I think I could have probably spent more time on these, because I think if I spent more time on these would have turned out a lot better. I did this entire page in like half an hour or something. So yeah, I definitely could have spent more time on these sketches. I could have used my pencil set with like different types of lead. That might have helped a bit. I could have found better references of actual noses instead of just drawings of noses. I could have done. I could have looked more at my reference photos. I was definitely making them off in my head instead of looking at what was in front of me. So yeah, there was a lot of I could improve, but I tried, and it's not something I do very often. So I'm still kind of happy that I practiced this, and yeah, so definitely try making collages of things with your sketches or just practice drawing things. Um, I decided eventually that I'm fed up of drawing noses and I want to draw mice now. So I did a couple of drawings of mice. And I have done this in the past, as I said, with a lot of things. It's how I learn how to draw things in general. If I know there's something I'm not great at, I will just make a collage of drawings of that thing until eventually I make things that I'm happy with and I can now draw that thing. Like, I did this for animals a lot, and eventually I actually don't mind drawing animals anymore. I quite enjoy it.
My next tip is to collect reference photos. You can do this on Pinterest or Instagram or lots of different apps. Just collect things that interest you or things that are in your aesthetic, and you can use them to draw off or just to get inspiration. If you enjoyed this video and this video helped you, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and you can write any other tips you have in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye!